All right, Coach. This past week you were in Florida for a spring break trip. Played some really good competition. Ended up going 2-1 there. Just talk about that trip on the court and off the court for you and your team.
Yeah, no, it was a good trip. It's, I guess, kind of becoming an annual thing for us that we really look forward to. We're probably one of the only teams that's driving out there. Takes 2 days to get out there, and we spend a lot of time. This team really enjoys, being together in the van and, being together at team meals and hanging out. So yeah, I mean, we knew it was going to be a tough test. We were coming off of, I wasn't here last week because half of the team, including myself, got food poisoning on the way back from Henderson State. So we had a rough like 48, 72 hours for some of us. And so, practice was a little bit disjointed last week going into it, and there were at least 2 or 3 girls still not feeling 100%, even when we got to Florida. And so I knew that we kind of picked a bad time for that to happen, having some really tough matches while we were out there, but everyone was able to, to get feeling right. By the time we played our first match against UNK, and they were a top 10 team, I think they were number 7 when we played them, and it was just a really tough, team victory. We got some things figured out in doubles, I think. We ended up winning the doubles point all 3 matches this weekend. And, UNK has some really tough players. They're very disciplined. They don't have a lot of players who are like super flashy, but they're very disciplined and fight really hard. You can tell they're a close team as well that fights hard together. And, we just had to, to really work hard to put it together to get, to get our 4 wins. And, probably could have won a couple of the other ones too, but, to get that win, was really, really good for us as a team. And then we had to turn around and play Lewis the next day. They're out of Chicago. It's a total indoor team. I mean, those girls just hit the crap out of the ball. I mean, they were just, just real, strong ball strikers, especially at the top of the lineup. We were a little shaky in the doubles, but we're able to get it. And then, their number 1 and number 2 were just incredible players. Ended up losing a close one at 1 and then winning a close one at 2, and then just got enough wins where we needed them, to get the win there. And then a couple days of just training and spending some time together as a team. And then we played Flagler, who, they were number 6 in the country. They're always a top 10 team pretty much every year. They're well coached and very talented. We were ready for it. We got the doubles point really, really good on 2 and 3. For us to win the doubles point on the number 6 team in the country without Eva and Avery winning at 1, really says a lot about the kind of transformation we've had in doubles the last couple of weeks. I know I've been kind of harping on it pretty much all season that we weren't clean enough in doubles, and I was really pleased with our doubles this weekend. So we got the doubles point and got off to a good start on a bunch of courts. We were up at one point in the first and second sets on 1 and 2 against their girls. Weren't quite able to close those out. Won the first set on 3, ended up losing that one in 3 sets. Tie break for the first set on 4, didn't get it. Avery went 3 sets on 5. That was her first loss of the year. She lost 6-4 in the third. And then Yvette picked up a great win at 6 singles. I don't believe I think the girl she's played has only lost 1 match all year. And Yvette won a 3-setter there. So, it's a match we could have won. Like, we were good enough to win. We didn't quite play well enough to win, especially late in sets. But to get the doubles point and to put some, real pressure on them in singles, against a team that good, felt really good about that. And I think we made it through without, really anyone getting too tired, too worn out. I think we're relatively healthy. To come home with, going 2-1 and getting a win over a top 10 team, close against another top 10 team. And now we can, kind of rest up a little bit, and then we got to get focused to get back to LSC play this weekend.
In past weeks, you've mentioned how doubles play must improve. The past 2 weeks, you've won a lot of doubles matches. So what's worked well for you there? And then in terms of singles, what needs fixing after your recent performance?
Doubles, we tried a few different pairings at 3, and we found one that I like a lot now. It's Jess and Yvette playing at 3 doubles, and neither of them played doubles last year. They're roommates. They're very close, to each other. They actually have a kind of a similar way they play their doubles. And, so we tried it, in practice a couple weeks ago. And then they did play together against Kingsville and didn't do very well in that one. But, we've worked on some things, and I think they kind of feel, pretty comfortable on the court together now. So we'll see if we, continue to roll that way. And then, two doubles, Benny and Margot, we've just been working on them being a little bit more aggressive, playing with a little bit more energy. And I think they've done a pretty good job of that. And Eva and Avery, I think they're still top 10 in the country in doubles, and, especially playing against the teams we've been playing against, they're basically playing against, top 20 team every single time, and they're going to play against, I think there's 3 or 4 other top 15 number 1 doubles teams in the Lone Star. So they're going to keep getting their opportunities to play against really top teams. And in singles, we weren't bad by any means. I mean, like the number 1 girl from UNK was top 10 in the country. The number 1 girl from Flagler was 6 in the country. I mean, the Flagler match they were a little bit fitter than we were. I mean, we had obviously played, that was our 3rd match in 5 days, but they had played some matches too. I mean, we just didn't quite take advantage of our opportunities in singles. I mean, to get a win, if we would have gone, if we would have beaten Flagler, I mean, we probably would have jumped to something like 7 in the country, and that probably would have been the biggest weekend in program history. So, I mean, we were ready for it. We could have, pulled out 2 more singles matches for sure. I mean, it wouldn't have even been, that big of a stretch to get it. I mean, we lost 2-3 setters that I think we could have won. So, there's not a lot to change. I mean, the matches this weekend are going to be very tough. I mean, DBU, the only match they've lost all year, they lost exhibition to Abilene Christian, and everything else they've won. They have a couple common opponents that we kind of had similar scores against. UT Tyler I think they've lost like 5 4-3 matches to ranked schools. They went 4-3 with UNK. We saw the tail end of that match. So Lone Star Conference is stacked this year, honestly. Every weekend is going to be super tough, and I'm really happy that we get to play these 2 at home this weekend. So that'll be nice. But yeah, there's not really a lot that we need to change. We just kind of gotta just sharpen some things up still.
And how does it feel to be back home going to LSC play?
Feels good, I mean, we've been on the road a lot this year, getting to play these 2 teams at home is going to be big for us. We do well at home, and we're going to need everything, that we can possibly put together, against these 2 teams. They're going to be tough. I mean, I do think that they've had a lot. DBU's had a lot of success in doubles. They've kind of pretty much had their same teams together the whole year, and they win a lot of doubles matches, and so we're gonna have to find a way to win the doubles point. I mean, I think that's absolutely crucial for us. And then UT Tyler, same. I mean, well coached. They have a lot of new girls. They're talented. They're strong at the top. I mean, I think DBU is very deep, and they haven't. I think they've only lost a doubles point like once or twice all year. And then UT Tyler. I mean, they're deep as well. And they've got some girls we haven't seen very much. So, I mean, it's gonna be a battle. I mean, they're not gonna be any, especially with like the Lone Star conference implications and being at home. I mean, they're not gonna be any easier than playing UNK and Flagler, to be honest. So yeah, we just got to be really, really ready to compete this weekend.
You mentioned how you may have been able to solidify your 3rd double spot. With that being said, do you think you've been able to kind of figure out exactly what your lineup is going into conference play, or going back into conference play? There's not really a lot. I mean, lineups change, for any number of reasons. There's potentially some stuff we can look at, singles wise, the flip here or there. I really like where we're at with doubles right now. So, I don't see that changing, at the moment. Singles, it's just, kind of it is what it is. I mean, we've got some spots where 1 and 2 are very similar, and 4, 5, 6 are very similar. I mean, we've got I don't like to make unnecessary changes. Doesn't mean I won't make changes that I don't think are appropriate for us, but I'm not too wrapped up about the lineup. I mean, again, I think if we win the doubles point, we can get to 4 in every match for the rest of the year. So that's something that we're going to just be really focused on is making sure that our doubles is ready to go going into this weekend, and we always play with good energy at home, and hopefully we can have some people come out and see the matches. They're going to be really good. I think DBU has been as high as top 10 in the country. I think they're in top 20 right now. UT Tyler, I mean, like I said, a couple of their 4-3 matches go the other way. They're easily a top 25 team. So yeah, I mean, it's nice to be at home for sure, and looks like the weather's going to be okay. So yeah, just really, I just hope for me, the girls I'm sure are tired from the weekend. I mean, it was a long travel and tough matches. I'd love to just fast forward to Friday, to be honest, because I'm really interested in just going out and see how we compete against these teams. But yeah, 3-4 days of practice, and we'll be ready to go.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.